Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm still in progress and we have a special video for you today. Myself, a couple friends, and 115 of you community members have voted on our favorite to least favorite bosses in Dark Souls, as a nice way to cap off this channel's chapter with this amazing game. Thank you all so much for those of you who did vote, and I hope that you all watching this will enjoy. Please be respectful in the comment section below, and please feel free to give us your opinions. We'd love to hear what you have to say, even if you're not really familiar with the series. Not only that, please stay until the end of the video for a special announcement on what series we have coming up next on this channel. I'm sure you guys are going to love it. Now, before we get started, these rankings are purely off of our enjoyment of each boss and for a few other various reasons. This video is made just to be entertaining and is not, I can't speak for Cowboy Guy, but is not meant to make people angry. Without further ado, this is the worst boss in Dark Souls.
I'm sorry.
Breaking news, an insane man has just said that Bed of Chaos is not in fact the worst boss in Dark Souls. Let's go to the recap to see exactly what he said from the psychopath in question.
I don't hear anyone. Pinwheel is the worst boss there is, not Bed of Chaos, not Pharisee. It's Pinwheel, I don't want to hear it anymore. Shut up!
While Bed of Chaos will always be my least favorite boss of any Souls game, I can at least see a case for Pinwheel. This boss is apparently the one who stole secrets of the undead from Nito and has been researching resurrection ever since. So you'd think that someone of that magnitude would take more than 4 hits before dying in a puff of white smoke. 2 attacks, make clones, and fireball. And not only that, down the road when you're about to fight Nito, you fight 7 of these things. Overall, a massive disappointment, and quite possibly a fitting start to this list.
I'm sorry.
This thing. I hate the fact that this isn't at the bottom of my list. But anyways, it seems like most of you agree with me, considering 90 of the 115 that voted said this was the worst boss in Dark Souls, and I'm fairly certain that those 90 would do the same if we were to do an entire Souls series ranking. The thing is that this boss falls short on so many levels. First of all, the lore. This is the big Witch of Izalith fight. Her and her Daughters of Chaos wove massive storms that burned down the Great Dragon's arch trees. A fight like that should have been something that showcased all the different pyromancies and this knight-like, maybe gank boss battle with some other Daughters of Chaos. But no, we get giant living tree that does nothing in the first phase as you go over and whack one of the glowy balls. Then the floor starts to fall out as it sweeps you unforgivingly into those holes with these long branches. And then finally, once you take out the second glowing ball, giant firestorms pop up out of nowhere that are really easy to dodge. But of course, what's not easy to dodge is the massive sweeping motions. Oh yeah! A mandatory jump. This is not a platforming game. I shouldn't have to hold the run button and then time a jump to land on a thin platform. And then what do you get at the center when you finally beat this absolute travesty of a boss? You get a bug that I could smack with my pinky finger and it falls over dead. So no, I don't care what Cowboy Guy says. This is the worst boss in any Souls game. And I get it's for rushed development, but come on, FromSoft. This should have been the Demon Fire Sage.
I'm sorry.
Rounding out the bottom of our list is Capra Demon. Well, there's not really much to be said about this one. The arena is small and the size of a shoebox, and it has 2 fast-moving, elusive dog enemies that make up for this lackluster boss. Considering the fact that this becomes a regular enemy in the Demon Ruins, it's kinda easy to see why they had to make these different challenges in order to compensate for the difficulty. There's a stairwell to try to break up aggro, but, you know, you either get in and get squashed immediately, or you kill the 2 dog enemies and then run this thing into the ground. Really not much else to say other than, why, FromSoft? Why? Next up on our list, we have the Moonlight Butterfly, a failed Seath experiment that somehow came all the way out here to Darkroot Garden, guarding over a blacksmith that you find petrified at the top of a tower. What I want to know is, what is the point of this massive roadblock, and why do I hate it with such a burning passion? Well, let me ask you this question. Do you like big swords? Do you like getting up close and personal with your enemies? You do? Well, guess what? You are going to hate this. Constant dodging that takes away from the fun and the high intensity of a boss battle, mixed with the fact that it only comes down for certain periods, and you'd better hope your damage is enough to do it in one turn, cause if it's not, it has an upgraded moveset, where if it flies over the bridge, it shoots you with a big shockwave, and it's just a horrible overall. God, I hate this thing. Even worse is that if you are going Sorcerer, or even Pyromancer in some cases, oh my god, this thing is a joke. Can't stress that enough. This is just a joke. Why am I still doing this? Once again, bringing up the rear, we have Ceaseless Discharge. Name jokes aside, this boss is disgusting. This Daughter of Chaos made a special ring to help ease his pain from his flaming pus sores. Yes, you heard that right. Flaming pus sores. But the goober himself dropped it, making the Centipede Demon, and now lives in constant, unending pain as he watches over the dead body of his sister. Right? Isn't that great lore? So why on God's green earth do you then, starting the fight with taking the clothes is a good touch, because, you know, protecting the corpse and all that, but why? Why do you make him so easy to run away from? And then not only that, you have him make a desperate leap of faith, and you smack him 4 times with a stick, and he falls to his death. I'm sorry, but if I hit a mountain with a stick, that mountain is probably not going to feel anything. Overall, this boss had potential, and the fact that it is a mandatory boss is somewhat of a joke. So, no. Doesn't get anywhere near the out of the bottom 5. Not even close. This boss is without a doubt the most disappointing thing that is a actual victim of the whole Lost Izalith Rush development scene at From Software when this game was made. I cannot even begin to measure the amount of hatred I have for this boss. If it were up to me, this would be number 25 on my list. In fact, I don't even remember what I already put on the list, but I'm pretty sure it was way down low. And here's why. This demon was supposedly the father of modern pyromancy, right? Pretty important. What we got was an asylum demon that turned stray demon that caught on fire. And guess what? It's no different from the stray demon. In fact, get this, the boss that is coated in flames is less resistant to fire than the stray demon. Like, I'm sorry. I wouldn't even care if this was like a true King Allant thing where it was just a puddle on the ground. But this was just Stray Demon 2 with less health, maybe a debatably better arena, and overall more disappointment. Because this was apparently one of the highest ranking demons in all of Dark Souls. And that's what we got. They didn't even give it a new theme. It's just the same theme. I can't get over how much I hate this boss. But because I'm on a time crunch, I'm gonna cut it off there. Screw you, Demon Fire Sage. I'm so mad I'm spitting all over the place. Moving right along from the fiery disappointment, we have its normal-looking counterpart. Or at least, I want to say normal-looking, but it's the exact same as the Asylum Demon, except it's in a darker room and can cast magic fireballs. Quite literally, the Stray Demon is also way harder than it should be. I don't know why, but every time I go back to get footage for this thing or play through the game, I die to it at least 3 different times. It doesn't help that the initial drop into the arena takes about half of your health depending on how much you spec into Vitality, but my god, if you don't get up and run away, you are going to get smacked, whacked, and blown to pieces before you can even say Estus Flask. It is a mess of a boss, and one that I am totally cool with calling a reskin and an anomaly. Well, thank you all so much for watching this first part of this what will be a 3-video series on Dark Souls bosses ranked worst to best. In the next episode, which will release on this upcoming Friday, we will be tackling bosses 19 through 11, and then finally on that Sunday, exactly 1 week from now, we will be unveiling our picks for the top 10 bosses in Dark Souls. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you see you guys next time. But before you go, special announcement. As I said, I would talk to you about what the next 3 series on these channels would be. Hollow Knight is nearing its conclusion, and once we finish out this video series, we will be completely done. Not only that, but Undertale is also going to be done probably within either this week or the next week. Aside from Dark Souls 2, which has already been predetermined, the other 2 series will be determined by you, the viewers. There's a community post on the channel that'll dictate what I do for an edited series and what I do for a stream series. Stream series will be done on Twitch, edited series will of course be uploaded to YouTube. I personally cannot wait to see what's happening next to this channel, and if you know any games that are up and coming that I should keep a lookout for, please let me know as well, because I would love to try them out. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time!